Hey everyone, you've got Arleos the Blacksmith here, and we are now looking at patch 10.0.5. So just wanted to look at a few of the changes that are taking place this patch, things that are important to you. So the first thing, at least that I think is the most important, we are looking at, what do we call it? The Revival Catalyst. So the first thing you do when you log in, you want to go to the top of the Seat of the Aspects and talk to our little stone friend at the top. He's got a quest for you that is going to send you over to kind of where I am, just outside or just north of Tierhold. So if you take a look where I am, what do we have? This giant Tierhold is over here. And if you take a look at the little doorway into the mountain, this is where your quest is going to send you. It's going to put you on a quest where you need to either kill some raid bosses or do some PvP, do some dungeons. It's sort of a progression bar that fills up. I think for raids you need to kill 4 bosses. So just doing content, it fills up pretty quick. And once you have it unlocked, you have 1 catalyst charge, which allows you to take any one of your pieces and turn it into a set piece of the equivalent item level. So for all these high item level pieces you've been saving, you can now take them and change them into set piece. Yeah, so that is the biggest change. So we've been waiting for this for a while. If you don't already have your 4 set, now's a good time to get your 4 set figured out. What else do we have? Oh yeah, one thing I do want to say, so same thing as with Shadowlands, when you put in your piece to change, it's not going to keep the stats, so it's going to change it to be the actual tier piece. So if you're changing like a PvP piece that might have some different stats on it that you like, it's going to change the stats on it to be the same as the set pieces. So you're not actually going to get any different stats. No matter what the piece is you're changing, it's going to change it to the set piece. So I've got Haste Mastery on my chest piece right now. It's going to remain Haste Mastery no matter what piece I would change into the chest tier piece. What do we have? Next one, big change is War Mode. So War Mode can now be toggled in Valdrakken, so you no longer have to go back to Stormwind or Orgrimmar to change your War Mode status to being back on, so that is going to be quite handy. Next we have the Storm's Fury. So at the top of the Seat of the Aspects, there's going to be another quest up there, which is going to send you... There we are. So down in the Temporal Conflux, it's going to send you through the portal, and you are going to complete some activities on the other side of this portal. So why would you complete them? The rewards for the Storm's Fury event, it happens every 5 hours, so similar to like your Feast and to anything else that's going on. Feast, Siege, your hunts, anything that gives rep like that, that's on a bit of a timer. This happens every 5 hours, and you do get a token which you can turn in for 385 rings, trinkets, necks. There is a toy. You've got a chance for a pet, a time-lost forkin, and a mount, what is it, a Skyskin Hornstrider. So there are some reasons to actually do this, even if your gear is looking pretty good. Maybe get some 385s on your alts. So we do have some changes to professions. So they did change how many points you need to unlock your last, oops, that's not the right tree. So your last profession tree. So whether you've got 3 or 4 trees, they've lowered the requirements to open your last tree. So you are going to be able to open your profession trees without getting as many points as you needed before. Alrighty, so for the work orders, for the public orders now, it's only 4 per day instead of 20. So this is going to be a pretty big change for any of the crafters. It's likely going to increase the amount people are going to have to tip. If you're throwing your order in there with 50 or 100 gold tip, it's going to be a lot less likely for people to pick it up. Before, just because I had so many orders, I was picking up cheap orders like that, but now that I've only got 4, I'm likely not going to pick up any orders for less than 5,000 as a blacksmith. So you may have to turn to trade chat to get your crafts done, if they don't get done in a timely manner. But good news for anyone who's having trouble getting crafts. To level up your skill, you may find an easier time getting crafts. So people who leave poor tips are likely going to attract the blacksmiths or the craftsmen with the lower skill who are doing it for the skill ups instead of for the gold. So that's a pretty big change, the profession requirements. Yeah. What do we have next? The Mage Tower's back, so anybody who's like using the Mage Tower, that has returned. You'll be able to go and prove yourself in the Mage Tower. Still not sure what that means for Evoker, but for everyone else who wants to get their Mage Tower done, it is back open again. We do have some changes to the Zandalari Trolls. They've got a new hair color. So any of you Zandalari trolls who are looking to change hair color, there is a new one available. There is quite an extensive list of class changes, so I would recommend checking the patch notes for your class specifically. There's too many changes to each class for me to go through here, but there were some pretty major reworks to some classes, some extra damage for people, and maybe some different playstyles. So if you've noticed that you had some talent points refunded, or maybe some of your skills aren't working the way that you thought they should, take a look, as you are likely one of the people impacted by those skill changes. I think there were changes of some kind made to all the classes. What else do we have? We do also have some new dragon riding courses. So all of the races, there is now an option for in reverse, which essentially has you doing all of the routes just backwards. So it adds a different layer of difficulty to them, as a lot of them flow a lot better not in reverse. So there's some new achievements that you can get, and just another challenge for you to do if you like the races. Alrighty, and then the last change I want to talk about is the changes to solo shuffle. So they're making some changes to punish people who leave. So you may be doing a solo shuffle, somebody leaves during the match. So they're now implementing a system where it weights it a little bit differently. And then they're also looking at consequences. So if you're identified as someone who leaves matches often, then it can lead to like suspensions and bans for you. So they're making it really not pleasant for people who just leave out of the solo shuffle, solo queue matches. So if you're doing solo shuffle, do not leave the matches, because there are going to be consequences, and it's going to be a little bit less punishing for everyone else involved. Alright, well, hopefully you guys found this helpful. They're kind of a quick summary of what changes were made in the 10.0.5 patch. Again, a lot of class changes that I didn't go over in this video, so just you'll probably want to take a look at your individual class that you're playing. But yeah. So have fun out there, everyone, and we will see you next time.